you are the chosen one, these words are not mere encouragement. They are a declaration of truth that resonates deep within your spirit from the moment of your existence, long before the world noticed you, long before opportunities were visible, before doors even appeared to open. God marked you with a purpose that is unparalleled. You were not brought into this world to follow the paths that others follow, to measure your progress by what is visible, or to be confined by timelines set by human expectation. You were set apart, handpicked for a destiny that is greater than what you can even imagine. The universe may not understand you yet. People may not see you yet, but that does not diminish the truth you were chosen. Being chosen does not mean life will be easy. In fact, it often means life will be challenging in ways that seem disproportionate, because the pressures you face are shaping you for something extraordinary. When God chooses, He does not choose the average, the ordinary, or the comfortable. He chooses the resilient, the one with a heart prepared to carry weight, the spirit capable of walking in authority when the world expects hesitation. You have been selected to carry what others cannot carry. You have been appointed to stand where few dare to stand, to speak when others remain silent, and to act when the world hesitates. Your life is evidence that God's hand moves in ways that defy logic and exceed understanding. Think about the seasons you have passed through, the moments when doors closed or people doubted you. Those were not signs that you were forgotten. Those were moments that defined you, moments that separated you from the ordinary. You learned resilience, patience, and perseverance not through what was easy, but through what was required. Every trial, every setback, every whispered doubt or unseen obstacle was a step toward the greatness you are now walking into. Those moments were the refining fires of destiny, purifying your spirit and strengthening your resolve. You did not stumble into greatness. You were molded for it, crafted carefully by the one who knows the end from the beginning. Being chosen also means understanding the responsibility that comes with it. You carry a weight of influence and a mantle of authority that is not for personal glory, but for the fulfillment of divine purpose. Your life is meant to be a beacon, a lighthouse for others, a testimony that God's favor is real and powerful. Your choices, your actions, and your decisions have a ripple effect far beyond what you can see. Because you are chosen, you must embrace courage over fear, faith over doubt, and vision over limitation. You are equipped with everything necessary to fulfill the calling upon your life. Even before the world acknowledges it, do not be discouraged by the impatience of others or by the pace at which recognition comes. The timing of the world does not dictate the unfolding of your destiny. You were chosen to move ahead of schedules, to rise above circumstances, and to step into authority before anyone else could catch up. This is not luck, this is divine selection. The favor upon your life is not negotiable. The anointing that rests upon you is powerful, unique, and unstoppable. You are marked for impact, for leadership, for influence, and for transformation. The world may not yet understand the fullness of your presence, but that does not lessen your significance. You were chosen, and being chosen means that every step, every breath, every decision is aligned with a higher purpose that transcends human understanding. Your calling is not dependent on recognition. Your power is not limited by opinion. You are the chosen one, appointed before the foundation of the world to accomplish, to inspire, to lead, and to manifest divine authority in ways that others can only dream of. This is your identity. This is your truth. And once you fully embrace it, the world will see the fullness of what it means to be truly chosen. You have skipped stages, and that is not by accident. In a world where everyone is told to wait their turn, to climb rung by rung, to follow a process that is measured by human expectation, you have been catapulted ahead. You have been accelerated by a divine hand, lifted beyond the ordinary path, and positioned in a realm where few can even imagine stepping. Some may see this as unfair or unnatural, but let me tell you, skipping stages is not a sign of arrogance or impatience. It is a clear indication of favor. God's favor moves in ways that defy logic, disrupt timelines, and surpass human understanding. What others labor for over decades, you have been entrusted with in a moment because God recognized your readiness even when the world could not see it. Divine acceleration is not granted to the timid. It is reserved for those who are prepared in spirit, in heart, and in vision. You were ready before the world thought you could be ready. You were equipped before anyone else could even begin to prepare. The stages others endure are lessons in endurance, humility, and patience, but you have learned these lessons in your spirit, quietly, deeply, unseen, and unrecognized. Every experience, every trial, every setback that seemed to slow you down was actually preparing you to leap forward, to bypass the conventional, and to step into a place of authority and impact before anyone else could follow. You did not cheat the process. You were chosen to move faster because you were ready to carry the weight of what others cannot yet handle. When you skip stages, people will question you. They will ask, how did this happen so fast? Or why are you ahead? The truth is, the timing of God is not measured by the timing of men. Acceleration does not come from luck, networking, or circumstance. It comes from divine preparation. While the world is bound by rules, timelines, and tradition, God operates in a realm of infinite wisdom. He knows your capacity, your strength, and your readiness, and he moves on your behalf to place you exactly where you need to be, exactly when you need to be there. That is favor. That is grace. That is the evidence of a life anointed for breakthrough. Skipping stages also requires courage. It requires faith to walk into positions, opportunities, or assignments that seem far beyond where you were yesterday. It requires boldness to take responsibility for gifts and authority that others have yet to attain. And yes, it requires humility to understand that this leap is not about pride, but about purpose. You are not ahead because you are better than anyone else. You are ahead because God's plan for your life could not wait for the world to catch up. Your leap is not just for you. It is a demonstration of God's power, a testimony of divine orchestration, and a roadmap for others to see that destiny is not delayed by process. It is accelerated by favor. Every stage skipped is a testament to God's confidence in you. Every moment of advancement without struggle is proof that divine timing cannot be hindered. You were chosen to rise above ordinary constraints, to step into positions of authority and influence, and to embody a destiny that others will only recognize in hindsight. Do not shrink from it. Do not question it. Walk boldly, speak confidently, and live as someone who has been given a head start not by chance, but by the favor and wisdom of God. Remember, skipping stages is not a shortcut. It is a sign of divine readiness, a signal that your spirit has been prepared for impact, leadership, and purpose. You have moved ahead because God has chosen you, trained you, and equipped you to step into your assignment with power, vision, and authority before anyone else could. This is not luck. This is destiny manifested. This is your moment to rise and embrace the fullness of favor that sets you apart from the ordinary and launches you into the extraordinary. Every trial you have faced, every obstacle that seemed impossible, every moment that tested your patience or shook your faith was not meant to stop you. It was meant to launch you. Life often presents hardships that feel heavy, unfair, or overwhelming. But what many fail to understand is that these trials are not punishments. They are accelerators. They are divine mechanisms designed to shape you, refine you, and prepare you for the authority and destiny that you are about to step into. You were not made for ordinary circumstances, and your journey was never meant to be ordinary. Every trial has been a launch pad, a springboard to propel you higher than you could have ever reached on your own. When the world seems to push back, when doors close unexpectedly, or when people fail to recognize your potential, remember this: those moments are not coincidences. They are strategic placements by God to develop the strength, resilience, and character you will need in the next season. Trials are not interruptions to your destiny. They are instruments of it. They stretch you beyond your comfort zone, force you to confront limitations, and reveal strengths you did not know you possessed. You may have wondered why things did not go your way, why the journey seemed longer than expected, or why you had to endure what others avoided. It is because these challenges were equipping you to handle greatness without faltering. They were preparing you to step into authority and impact with confidence, wisdom, and faith. Understand this: launch pads are built from pressure. Just as the rocket must endure immense force to rise above the atmosphere, so must you endure the trials that lift you above ordinary expectations. Every disappointment, every struggle, every moment of solitude has contributed to the trajectory of your life. You are rising not despite the challenges, but because of them. The pain, the struggle, and the setbacks were not hindrances. They were lessons in disguise. They taught you endurance when patience seemed impossible, perseverance when hope seemed distant, and faith when reason dictated doubt. Without these trials, you would not be ready for the heights you are now destined to reach. Many look at those who leap ahead and ask, how did they get there so fast? They see only the results, not the invisible preparation. They fail to recognize the launch pads built by hardship, the unseen work done in the fires of adversity, and the spiritual strength forged through testing. You have experienced these things, and now you are equipped to move with authority. You are stronger, wiser, and more resilient because of the storms you have weathered. What seemed like setbacks were actually setups. What seemed like closed doors were actually elevators, lifting you into the purpose you were created to fulfill. Trials also teach discernment. They sharpen your ability to recognize opportunity, to navigate challenges, and to exercise authority with wisdom. They separate what is superficial from what is substantial, what is fleeting from what is eternal. You learn to value your calling, your gifts, and your influence because you have fought for them in the spiritual and natural realms. You have been tested, stretched, and refined, and that makes you unstoppable. So do not despise the trials. Do not resent the struggles. Do not be discouraged by the delays or hardships. They are your launch pads. They are the tools God has used to prepare you for impact, for leadership, and for destiny. The very things that threaten to hold you back have actually been the instruments that propel you forward, positioning you above those who have yet to understand the power of perseverance, the authority of faith, and the victory that comes from walking through fire and emerging refined, ready, and unstoppable. You have been given authority, and here is a truth many fail to grasp. The power and influence upon your life do not require validation from anyone else. Your worth, your calling, and your anointing are not measured by applause, recognition, or the approval of the world. Authority is not something granted by peers or earned through comparison. It is something deposited within you by the one who created you, who knows your capacity, and who entrusted you with a mission far greater than human understanding. While others wait for affirmation from those around them, you are already equipped and empowered to step into your assignment without hesitation. Your authority is inherent. It is divinely sanctioned, unstoppable, and unshakable because it flows from a source that cannot be questioned or undermined. It is natural for people to seek validation. We often look for signs, approval, or acknowledgement from the world to confirm that we are moving in the right direction. But when God elevates, He does not wait for consensus or applause. He trusts His own timing, His own wisdom, and His own discernment to place you exactly where you need to be. You may not be recognized today, and people may not understand your rise. You may encounter doubt, skepticism, or even criticism, yet your authority does not depend on their perception. The anointing upon your life operates in the spiritual realm before it manifests in the natural realm. That means your power is active, your influence is real, and your assignment is secure, regardless of whether anyone else can see it. Walking in authority without validation requires confidence rooted in faith. You must learn to recognize that the approval of man is temporary, inconsistent, and unreliable, while the favor of God is eternal, unwavering, and unstoppable. You have been entrusted with gifts, wisdom, and influence that are meant to transform lives, shape destinies, and leave a legacy. To allow human validation to dictate your actions is to diminish the power already placed in you. When you embrace the truth that your authority is God-given, you step into a level of freedom and boldness that others cannot comprehend. You act not out of fear, but out of purpose. You speak not for recognition, but for impact. You lead not for applause, but for destiny. There will always be voices that question you, that doubt you, or that attempt to diminish your influence. Some will say, "Who do you think you are?" Or, "Why are you ahead?" Remember this, they are measuring you by their limited understanding, by their experiences, and by the rules of a system that was never meant to contain you. You are not bound by the limitations of the world because your authority comes from God. You were chosen, anointed, and elevated for a reason. You do not need to explain, defend, or justify your calling to anyone. You are already equipped to walk in your purpose, to exercise power, and to carry influence because God has positioned you, trained you, and prepared you for this very moment. The freedom of authority without validation is profound. It allows you to act boldly, to lead decisively, and to fulfill your destiny without hesitation. You become unstoppable, untouchable by criticism, and unshaken by doubt. You no longer wait for permission to step into greatness because the permission has already been granted by the one who created you. You are authorized to rise, to speak, to lead, and to manifest divine impact. Your power is not dependent on recognition. It is dependent on obedience. Your influence is not measured by applause. It is measured by alignment with God's plan. And when you understand this truth, you walk with confidence, knowing that your authority is real, your calling is secure, and your destiny is unstoppable. You carry the last God mantle. This is not a title. This is a declaration of divine authority and purpose resting upon your life. You have been entrusted with a responsibility, a power, and a vision that sets you apart from the ordinary, while others follow the paths that have been walked before them. You have been chosen to walk where no one else has walked, to operate in a realm where you lead while others are still learning to follow. The mantle you carry is not for the faint of heart, nor is it for those content with mediocrity. It is a sacred deposit of influence, wisdom, and authority designed to impact lives, shape destinies, and establish your legacy in ways that are unprecedented. The last God mantle is a mantle of leadership, responsibility, and divine acceleration. It means that your actions, words, and presence carry weight that influences outcomes far beyond what you can see. You are not only ahead in position, but you are ahead in insight, discernment, and spiritual authority. Where others struggle to understand their purpose, you have clarity. Where others wait for permission, you have the mandate to act. The mantle you carry empowers you to blaze trails that others will follow for generations, to open doors that others cannot even perceive, and to operate in favor that the world will recognize as supernatural. Carrying this mantle is not about personal glory. It is about stewardship. You are entrusted with a power that must be wielded with integrity, humility, and courage. The influence you possess is not just for your benefit. It is for the elevation of others, the advancement of purpose, and the fulfillment of God's plan on earth. When you carry the last God mantle, you understand that your authority comes with accountability, that your leadership demands responsibility, and that your position requires wisdom. You are elevated not just for yourself, but so that you can become a channel of blessing, a source of inspiration, and a beacon of hope for those who have yet to realize their potential. The world may not understand your rise. Critics may question your pace. Observers may attempt to diminish your impact. But the last God mantle is not measured by opinion, circumstance, or recognition. It is measured by alignment with destiny, obedience to divine purpose, and the manifestation of the anointing within you. You operate in a sphere where favor is evident, influence is undeniable, and authority is recognized by the one who placed the mantle upon you. It is a mantle that empowers you to step into territories before anyone else, to solve problems that others cannot, and to create opportunities that were previously unimaginable. Understand that the last God mantle is a mantle of responsibility and opportunity. It allows you to rise above limitations, to lead decisively, and to act boldly. It separates you from mediocrity and positions you in a realm of extraordinary impact. You are not following in someone else's footsteps. You are walking in a path that is uniquely yours, a path forged by preparation, perseverance, and divine favor. The mantle you carry demands courage, faith, and vision because it places you at the forefront of destiny. You are charged to move ahead, to influence outcomes, and to establish a legacy that speaks of power, authority, and divine purpose. Embrace this mantle with confidence. Walk in it with humility. Step into it with boldness. The last God mantle is not just a position, it is a calling, a divine appointment, and a manifestation of God's trust in you. You are elevated for a reason, prepared for impact, and empowered to lead where no one else can. It is a mantle that signals authority, influence, and responsibility. When you recognize and operate in it, you become unstoppable, undeniable, and unforgettable. You are the carrier of a legacy that will outlast you, a force that will inspire generations, and a presence that will forever change the course of destiny for those who follow. Embrace your destiny boldly. There comes a moment in every life when hesitation, fear, and doubt must be set aside, and you must rise to the fullness of the calling upon your life. This is your season, your time, your appointed moment to step into what God has designed you to be. You have been chosen, anointed, and elevated for a purpose that is bigger than the opinions of the world, bigger than the limitations you once believed, and bigger than the obstacles that have tried to hold you back. To embrace your destiny boldly means to walk with confidence, to speak with authority, and to act with courage, knowing that the hand of God is guiding every step, every decision, and every move you make. Boldness does not come from arrogance or pride. It comes from a deep understanding of your value, your purpose, and the divine plan that has been orchestrated for your life. You are not here by accident, and you were not placed on this path to follow mediocrity. You are here because God has entrusted you with gifts, vision, and influence that require courage to activate. To embrace your destiny boldly is to recognize that your life carries significance, your actions carry weight, and your calling carries impact. It is to walk in a way that honors the preparation, the trials, and the favor that have brought you to this point. When you step boldly into your destiny, you move beyond fear. Fear is natural, but it is not the standard for your life. Fear whispers that you are not ready, that you will fail, or that the world is too big for your dreams. Boldness recognizes the truth. God has already equipped you, positioned you, and prepared you for every challenge ahead. Fear loses its power when faith becomes the driving force behind your steps. You do not wait for perfection. You move in obedience. You do not wait for certainty. You move in trust. Boldness is the fuel that transforms preparation into action and vision into reality. To embrace your destiny boldly also means to embrace responsibility. Your rise is not just for your own benefit. It is for the impact you are called to make. Your influence, your leadership, and your authority are tools to inspire, empower, and elevate others. You are a trailblazer, a pathfinder, and a light in a world that desperately needs direction. Boldness allows you to step into spaces where hesitation would keep others stagnant. It allows you to speak when silence would dominate, to act when doubt would paralyze, and to lead when uncertainty surrounds you. Your courage becomes the bridge between your potential and your reality, and it becomes a beacon for others to follow. Boldness also means embracing your uniqueness. No one else has your combination of talents, experiences, and divine preparation. No one else has been shaped by the same trials, equipped with the same anointing, and positioned with the same purpose. To embrace your destiny boldly is to reject comparison, to release the need for approval, and to walk fully in the identity that God has given you. It is to say, I will not shrink, I will not hide. I will step fully into the calling placed upon me. This courage sets you apart, elevates you above limitations, and launches you into levels of success, impact, and fulfillment that others only dream about. The world may not understand your rise, but that is not your concern. Boldness is fueled by vision, conviction, and faith, not by the approval of others. Step forward with confidence, knowing that you are divinely prepared, fully equipped, and fully empowered to fulfill your destiny. Every challenge, every opportunity, and every moment ahead is yours to seize. To embrace your destiny boldly is to recognize your calling, to activate your gifts, and to walk in the fullness of your God-given purpose with authority, courage, and unstoppable momentum.